this is a completely new fingering that you've not done before, right? And on the other side is the scales we've already done. So but I want to do it on the unfamiliar one, so everybody's on the same level playing field. So you've got dominant 7th scale, and again, scale should be in inverted commas because, strictly speaking, it's a mode, not a scale, but it makes life a lot easier to call it a scale. You got there's like 2 boxes, and then underneath 4 fingerings for a 1-octave scale. The first box, there's 4 diagrams numbered 1 to 4. Yeah. Now the first diagram is the bottom half of a fingerboard. Yeah. We started off with the scale intervals up and down the string, and we did some melody stuff last term. If you can stick a guitar into somebody's hands who's never played a guitar, the first thing they do is run notes up and down the string. So this is the interval pattern on the diagram 1, which is that, and then space. Oh no, I should know it. And then there's that, right? And above it, you can see those grey dots. The double dot is because you got a double dot on that fret on your guitar, and the other grey dots, which are here, 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 and here. I'm fairly confident that's right. Are the dots on your fingerboard? Because really, the fingerboards are navigation points. That's what they're there for. So eventually, the first dot's going to be 3rd fret, the second dot's 5th, and so on. Now, the bit that I kind of over-egged last term is when you learn to play a scale, normally, you teach yourself, is you start off by going step by step. You find your first note, play it, find your second note, play it, find your third, find your fourth, and so on. But the problem is between each one of them notes, you've got thinking time. So it totally disrupts your thinking because you need to, when you listen to the sounds, when you hear the sounds, when you think, you can't hear the sounds. So either way around. So the diagram 2 is to break up that run of notes, that individual run of stepwise notes, like stepping stones across a river. We can connect these up, but what I want to do is connect them up so they only ever span the maximum of 4 frets because we've got 4 fingers. There's many, many ways to play scales. This is not a right and wrong thing. I'm just constraining it so that we don't get swamped with options, yeah? So the way I'm breaking it up this year is I'm going to create a string word. The black bar groups that into a 3-note word, yeah, across 4 frets. And this black bar groups those 3. So you've got like the home note at either end, and then 2 string words in between, yeah? That's diagram 2. All it's done is divide the scale up. Now the interesting thing is, right, is this is an E7 scale. E mixolydian, E7. And you've got the E's are separate. Those 2 are the E's, and then you've got the scales in between. It's just a little feature. These are the kind of features that aren't particularly musical, but they're useful geographical note points. Yeah. So, I just realised I need another string, but unfortunately I've just got enough space to drop them on there. So we've got the bottom 4 strings of the guitar. Now diagram 3, which is the most confusing in terms of visually, all it's done is taken this string word, and it's moved. And what it is those. I mean, we can use notes. I'm not completely averse to using note names. That's F sharp, G sharp, A. That's right. God, I got it right. Amazing. So now we take that string word, and if we can find them F sharp, G sharp, A, we can find one here. There's an A there, a G sharp there, and an F there, F sharp there. So you can see I've just taken that and put an arrow, and then boxed it off there as well. Can you see that? It's just I've taken, even though that's an octave above, I've just taken the same notes, and shifted them up an octave. And this one, this group, I've done it again. Basically, that's going to be it's a B. It's a B, C sharp, D, right? And then this is a B, a C sharp, and a D, right? So I've just taken that string word. But the interesting thing is obviously it's the same shape string word. It's this string word. And then I've taken this one, which is an E, and it goes there because that's an E, right? So what you end up with, what I want you to try a little try out now. Well, what you end up with is the last diagram. And the last diagram number 4, this is the important one. You can play from here, E to E, and you'll end up playing an E7 scale, right? From there to there. So you play, and what you do is, you play your note, That's why it says play. And then you think. And what do you do when you think? When you think, you find your start note of your next string word, you visualise the whole string word, and then you execute the string word. You don't, but you stop thinking once you've found your start note and visualised the string word. You stop thinking and you play. And you play up the string word. And then you stop and you think. And you find the new string word, you see the start note, and then you play it. Right? And then obviously you stop and think if you need to, and you play it to there. So you end up, you can play take as long as you want between string words, but you must flow through the string word without thinking when you play. When you get to here, you've all programmed into your ear, at least to some degree, the sound of what an ascending and a descending seventh scale sounds like. When you play that, that'll just confirm. I don't want you to dwell on that too much. But just get used, see how easy it is to get it under your belt if you apply that process by splitting your thinking and your playing apart. When you get to here, you'll see a dotted, now it's the same thing again. You've got a dotted line because that's your next start note, right? So you're here, I didn't want to write think, you can think here. You can think as much as you want here. But what you do is you play that note, then you think. I'll put a think there because you visualise the start note and the shape of the string word, then you play it. And the arrow, the big black arrow, is just telling you the direction to play it in. Yeah? Once you get to there, you find your new start note, which is part of the thought process. You think again and you play. You don't think when you're playing these bits, you think before you play. And you think about two things, start note and direction. Shape of string word, start note, shape of string word, and play it. Because when you're playing it, you want to be hearing it. So you get to there, ... and there's one note, no string word, so you shouldn't be much thinking, and you play it. And as you're playing it, what you're doing is, remember I said about after images and sonic after images, the experience you've got with playing these seventh scales and playing that one, and as you play that, as long as you play, eventually get your thinking time so that it flows relatively comfortably, it doesn't have to be very fast, is you'll hear the shape of the scale. That's a description of a task. It's quite a complex task, which is what something I had to explain. But doesn't tell you what it sounds like. Playing it tells you what it sounds like. And the playing it takes a lot longer than understanding. But I wanted to do it in that detail so you knew what this diagram meant. The second diagram does the same thing, but it just goes along the top string and then goes down.